So the last time I've spoken about a new Chanel fragrance has been years. I think the last time I did a review for any Chanel men's fragrance, I'm talking about men's fragrances here, was L'Eau de Chanel in the Parfum concentration. Well, we've got a fragrance here called Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. It's a super limited edition fragrance. I'm going to let you know all about it. Going to give you first impressions here after I open this fragrance. So if you're curious to learn about it, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. We're talking about Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. Very limited edition fragrance here. I walked into Neiman's with a couple of friends. We were just browsing and a few of them bought a few bottles. I think towards the end of our time there, I simply said, do you guys have Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera? And they said, yes, we just got it in, because the sales associate didn't know that it was in. She went to look, came back and said, we only received 9 and there's 3 left. So I bought one and I'm going to let you know all about it, but it is super limited edition. So I believe all stores or retailers that sell this brand, Chanel, they will get this. And of course, I believe Chanel's website should have this as well. And once they run out, they will run out. So this is a new flanker to the long-standing Allure Homme collection of fragrances from Chanel. Started in 1999. The first Allure Homme came out in 1999. It's been super watered down, I think. And also, it's an eau de toilette. It wears very fresh. So I think the other versions might be a bit better. But this new version is an eau de parfum like the remainder of the collection. Although the Allure Homme Sport is an eau de toilette. And Allure Homme Sport Edition Blanche is an eau de parfum. And Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is an eau de parfum. And then this new Superleggera is also eau de parfum. So if you guys are in the market for this, a collector of Chanel men's fragrances, get it. It's priced pretty high, 100 ml, 172. So with tax, it's somewhere around 180 something. The notes breakdown for this is white musk, mandarin orange, sandalwood, cedarwood, grapefruit, and patchouli. Let's go ahead and open it up and check out what this is all about. Those of you that are into men's fragrances from Chanel, let me know if you've been anticipating this one. Have you gotten your nose on it? Will you seek this one out, or will you just skip this one? Because it is limited edition, very limited edition. So I feel like it'll come and go, and those of you that have it will enjoy it. I'm not 100% sure it's much different than these fragrances. Most likely it's the same DNA, but changed around a bit. And so I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not holding my breath. A lot of these fragrances for men from Chanel or any designers, they don't act as, you know, the type of fragrances that I enjoy. But we'll find out. Those of you that have gotten your nose on it, do let me know what you think about it. And are you a fan of Chanel's men's fragrances? We've been waiting for something brand spanking new. Nothing has come except for this, but it's still a flanker of a long-standing collection. When is a brand new collection going to launch here? I'm really digging the redness here. Matches the redness of the Superleggera color here. Also, the Sport has red, just like the other two Sport fragrances. They have red as well. It's a nice contrast. And let's go ahead and take the bottle out. So this is an all clear bottle, just like the original Allure Homme. Because the remainder of the fragrances, the Sport, the Edition Blanche, and then also Eau Extreme are all, you know, solid. There's no clear glass, but this is a clear glass bottle right here, as you can see. And also the Superleggera is, you can feel it. It's sticking out from the glass, whereas the rest of the writing is just kind of washed with the whole, you know, glass there. So something about the Superleggera is different, and obviously it's different kind of material that they've put on there. Let me know if anybody knows about why this is so limited edition. Put a comment down below. I think that Chanel does really well doing these limited edition fragrances. Collectors will collect, obviously. Chanel fans would love to have something that is very limited and all that kind of stuff. I guess I'm jumping on that kind of a bandwagon, and I'm also kind of interested in it as well. But, okay, let's go ahead and smell this. I'm getting some whiffs of something citrusy. So this does have a bit of a very generic smell. It starts off pretty generic, but I think it's developing into smelling like the DNA of the Allure Homme series. There's a bit of marine thing happening, even though they're not crediting any kind of a marine notes, and I feel like it's closer to the Sport, not the Edition Blanche or the original Allure Homme. For sure, it's a bit woody and very citrusy. This is extremely citrusy. It's very, very fresh. And also I'm picking up musk. So initial blast is not as exciting. Once it starts reminding me of the actual DNA of the Allure Homme series, that's when it kind of gets better. Is this going to be a hit? I think those of you that are ones that wear these kind of signature collection fragrances from designers, I think are going to be satisfied with it. But I feel like it's not as exciting and I want something more refreshing. But I don't think it's a bad fragrance. Just that initial blast is not as exciting. But let's go ahead and spritz some on the arm and see what it's going to do. Several sprays, because I know designers don't give us very strong fragrances. Ooh, actually on skin it's much, much better. Much better. Wow. Very musky, the clean type of white musk. And super bright, zingy, citrusy. Now, even though that grapefruit has that zing, it is not like the Tigar grapefruit or the Energizer grapefruit Energizer from Boadicea, the Victorious Tigar from Bulgari. This is a very balanced citrusy grapefruit note, but so refreshing. Really, really refreshing. My God, how different it is on the paper compared to skin. Actually, if I smelled this at the store and didn't wear it, I probably would have passed it, even though I'm specifically buying this to report to you guys here and collect this bottle. But if I was just to smell this and thought, wow, this is just kind of a basic, boring men's cologne style fragrance, I would skip it. But on the skin, I quite like this. I like the whole brightness and also the muskiness. It's very, very clean. Very clean. Behind all of the bright notes and the musk, there's definitely something like patchouli, but I don't think the patchouli is like a very prominent note. It's kind of in the background. On top of that, we've got woods in the background as well. Definitely experience more of the woods rather than the patchouli in this, but you're swimming in the white musk and also the citruses. It's very, very juicy, but not very drippy. There's a very juicy effect of the citrus happening here, but sometimes you feel like uber juiciness and it feels like it's a drippy fragrance. Here, there's a nice balance of dry versus juicy, wet kind of citruses. So now that I'm testing it out here on skin, this smells completely different than the others. The DNA is in there, for sure, you'll recognize it. But to me, it's mostly a very pleasant smelling cologne style citrusy, musky, woody fragrance. If I only wore men's designer fragrances, I would like this. I think the negative for this one is the fact that it's very expensive. It's almost $200 for 100 ml. With tax, it's close to $190. So it's very, very pricey. But as far as the smell goes, I think it's nicely done. I think if this was around $140, I personally, as far as a fragrance, I mean, even like, I think it should be like lower, like around $125. I think it's a nice price. But $172, I think, is really, really overpriced for this kind of a men's fragrance. But once you get past that price, if you can get it at a discount somewhere, you have some kind of a, I don't know, a gift card or something, take advantage of it. Just think it's overpriced. But once you get past that price, I think it's a nice, very pleasant smelling citrus fragrance. A bit sharp and metallic also. I feel like there's a bit of screechy woods in here, some screechy aromatics like juniper. They're not mentioning it. There's that kind of a metallic sharpness that's maybe associated with some of the other woods that are in here. But I could see myself wearing this one quite a bit when it's really, really hot outside. It's a very refreshing experience. Again, for me, it's juicy, but not a drippy kind of juicy. It's got a nice balance of dry and wet, juicy experience with the citruses. And also very clean. Very, very clean. The white musk adds a very clean layer to the fragrance. So it's quite musky and also very, very juicy citrusy. And of course, as I said, in the background, you're experiencing some of the woods. I like it. I really do. For a men's designer fragrance, as far as smell goes, and the way it acts on me, really, really great. And I love the fact that it's numbered. I wish I had one that I just didn't even open. But yeah, 0202. I wonder what number are they going up to. So it's 4 numbers. Will they go up to 9,999? I mean, if this is getting the rollout all over the world, they've got to have. I mean, but the thing is, as I said, Neiman Marcus told me they only received 9. I wasn't even going to ask for it. It came in the day I bought it, and there was only 3 left. So go figure, how many are each stores getting? This is a large store in San Francisco, and it's got Chanel is like one of their big departments in this store. So if this is a really big department in a department store, and they only got 9, how much is Macy's going to get? How much is a smaller store going to get? So yeah, this is super, super limited for Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. I'm going to put it to use here. I really like the way it smells, and I'm glad I tested it on skin compared to the strip. The strip gives me an idea, but the strip made it smell a bit more generic compared to what it smells like on skin. And on skin, the white musk and the citruses are just jumping off of me. This is quite nice. So if you're a fan of these kind of fragrances, and you want to have one, jump on it right away. Because I came back from Neiman Marcus, I looked online, some stores were selling it, they were on their store, but most likely they have a limited amount on their online websites in addition to their physical stores as well. So these will run out because I think it's nicely done for a Chanel fragrance. And what about comparing it to the rest of the collection? I feel like it doesn't smell at all like Allure Homme. In fact, when I compare them side by side, Allure Homme, the original from 1999, is so super faint. It's very light. So you need a lot of warmth for that thing to come alive. So it doesn't smell much like it. But as far as Allure Homme Sport goes, I don't think it smells like that either. In fact, Edition Blanche is more creamy, kind of lemony, but doesn't match that either. And same thing with the Eau Extreme. The Eau Extreme has all these Tonka citrusy notes. I feel like they're connected, but they're definitely different fragrances. In fact, for me, the Allure Homme Sport Superleggera is the most distant from the other 4, reminding one of another, if that makes sense. But every nose is different. You might think this is super close to the Sport or something. Get your nose on it if you can and report back here. But again, those are my thoughts on the Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. What are your thoughts? Do let me know. Put a comment down below. And thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. It's out now. It's super limited edition. Hopefully you guys get your chance on getting your nose on it. And if you enjoyed it, get yourself a bottle because this will run out. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. By the way, guys, if you haven't picked up the latest scent clip kit, number 11, it's selling now, and we have some more left, so get your kits before we run out or we close the shop. We have 3 amazing fragrances in the kit. One of them is Fresh Passiflora. There it is right there. Really delicious sweet tart peachy fragrance. Malamata, which is a really gorgeous green fragrance, uber fresh. And then Room 1015's Wave Child, which is a bubble gummy candied watermelon beachy tropical creamy thing. 3 amazing fragrances in the kit. They're 5 ml approximately bottles, and it's selling right now. But on to some bad news. About Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. So after I wore it on camera and let it, kind of settle on my skin, probably around 30 minutes in to the fragrance, it turned to marine, unfortunately. Remember at the beginning of the video, I said it's a bit marine. There's a bit of marine thing happening, even though they're not crediting any kind of a marine notes, and I feel like it's closer to the Sport. Well, that doesn't come out until probably 25, 30, 35 minutes into the wear of this fragrance. On skin, on this strip actually, it was a bit more prominent, but not as prominent on skin. And I'm saying this is also prominent on skin, but it's not like uber marine, but it's noticeable. You'll notice it. So this was actually a disappointing thing about Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. It's funny, on skin it didn't appear for some time, and I was excited about this fragrance. It smelled great on me. It's very invigorating, very refreshing, citrusy, musky, clean fragrance. But once the marine notes come through, it almost the experience is almost like cologne. It felt like there's cologne in here, something like a molecule that creates the marine accord. It could also be seaweed. I don't know what it is, but it prominently appeared on skin. Not overwhelming, but really, really noticeable. So unfortunately, that's a bit disappointing about Chanel Allure Homme Sport Superleggera. But what can I do? This is what people enjoy. My feelings about this is not as exciting as it is in the actual video, so unfortunately I wanted to report here as well. It had good lingering power. I wouldn't say this is a super intense fragrance for an Eau De Parfum. Perfectly like designers create fragrances for the mass market. So it's not loud, it's not super intense, it's not super beast mode. I would say on me it was about 4.5 hours. This is the length and with the amount of sprays I did. But within the 25 to 35 minute mark of the wear of this fragrance is when the marine notes appeared. Anyway, just reporting back to you guys about this so you know. And also, don't forget the Scent Club kit number 11. It is selling now, and as I had reported, the store is going to close and we won't be selling anything in the store for a good month and a half. So if you're in the market for some new fragrances, get your kit now. See you later. Bye-bye.